All right, guys, here again, MultiTap Gaming, here to make a little reaction about the Ghost of Tsushima trailer that just came out. Here we have the
Shishiba? What's...
Oh Lord.
here we have the regulars, the main resident guest Andan.
You know?
We've got the biggest Xbox hater in the world, Ams, and the drunkard streamer CJ.
Hooty
With me,
hoo!
my name is
Oh Lord.
Tony, aka Chucks. Um, as you saw, we had just saw about 18 minutes of gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. As you already know, if you've watched our previous podcast, I actually think this game is going to be very mid, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on basically how maybe this has changed my mind. But first, we'll get the thoughts of everyone else. So, anyone want to go first? Ams, you want to go first, as you're the one that's probably the most excited about this. So.
Yeah, I can go first. From what I saw, the game looks like it could either be a mid-tier game, or not mid, 8 out of 10. When I say mid, I really mean 5 out of 10s. If you go lower than that, then you're trash.
Okay,
But
just to clarify as well, just to get on top of that, when I say mid, I actually mean like a mid PlayStation exclusive, which is about, which is actually about 8 out of 10, which is funny enough. But yeah, go on.
But it would be the minimum I think it will be is an 8 out of 10, and that's just from it not doing anything new. But what I feel is that with PlayStation, they don't have to do something new to give you an experience that's worthy of a 10 out of 10. So I think it's possible for them to get a 10 out of 10, but they have to show more. I was worried. I did have one worry while watching it, and that was that the world looked very empty.
Okay.
When he was riding around on the horse, it was just trees. Even in Red Dead, when you're riding around in these trees, there might be a random person on a carriage come by you, or someone camping in the forest, and you didn't see that, and that's what I'm worried about. I hope the game doesn't feel empty.
Okay.
I,
Thoughts
I
on?
don't think the game will feel empty, to be fair though, because they mentioned about how you can meet another samurai on the way, and you might just have a
Mm.
lethal showdown with them and stuff like that. So I don't think it will be fully empty as such.
And I
Okay.
think the fact that it's an open world game, there's no waypoints on the game, so there's gonna have to be people around, because actually that's the only way you're gonna find any interaction or kind of an idea of where you need to be kind of going next, or where you want to go next.
Yeah.
Plus, it was the nighttime into the gameplay. It was. I don't know if the whole game will be nighttime gameplay. That's
Well, the
probably
exploration at the beginning was daytime, innit? So
okay.
it's riding
Yeah.
the horse.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get CJ, your thoughts on what you actually saw. How do you feel about the game? You excited?
I guess I like these kind of games, but they all kind of feel a little bit similar to me. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit different in terms of the action.
Yeah.
I found it was kind of just a
You
a
actually,
block, an attack, and rather than just like counters for every kind of move.
yeah, you actually compared it. Well, you thought that it was closer to The Witcher, which is interesting because I actually
Yeah.
agreed just from the beginning.
Oh, so
Of the-
he agrees with me. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, this-
it's a new day.
from the beginning of the combat sequence that they actually showed, I actually felt like, okay, this looks similar to The Witcher. He's deflecting arrows and stuff like that, so I was just like, okay. But yeah, so where would you say, as someone that pretty much didn't know anything about the game going into this, how would you gauge your excitement for it?
I feel like it's going to be a strong game. Like a strong game for me is I'd give it, at the moment I'd give it maybe a 7.
For
Once
your
I get into
excitement?
it a bit more and I can see the different types of ways to
7?
play, because there was a stealth
Jesus.
option,
Yeah,
and there was the samurai option, which is kind of the one-on-one brawl. But I feel with those type of games, you really need to find what the story is as well.
yeah,
I had a little read about the story. 13th century samurai looking to I don't know, take over the local lands and stuff. As you do.
Can I just cut in?
Mate, I don't, you know what it is? I don't give many games, if any games, 10 out of 10. So my 7 might be like your 8 or 9. So we'll have to work out a decent ratio or decent word of ranking later on. But I did feel like a lot of the moves seemed like finishing moves. So counter and kind of like a Mortal Kombat style in terms of like just the last one strike action. There wasn't a lot going on, which I don't mind, but I'll have to see again.
Okay, and then your thoughts on the combat, the 2 types of gameplay that you actually saw. So more of the combat that CJ was just talking about, and the stealth. How do you feel about those 2?
So, to me, it looks alright, but my only issue with it is that I've played this so many times in so many different games. That's my main issue, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've never really had a problem having to do either one of those, but it didn't look like anything was new. I thought they were gonna probably try to implement another style or something like that, but it was literally go up with a bow and arrow, for a distraction over here. You've seen it on Uncharted, you've seen it in Horizon, you've seen it in The Last of Us, you've seen it in so many games. And then you have the samurai approach, which is basically just go heads on and start fighting. Mate, you can compare it to Call of Duty, you can compare it to any game where you just go out for a gunfight. So for me,
I think the niche here is that there aren't many open world games with a refined hand-to-hand combat system or melee system. A lot of them is a few hits and then they're down, or a punch and they're down.
So
I think that's what they're banking on.
So what are you trying to say?
That's very
that
true, but you can even compare it to Assassin's Creed. It's literally, as Kieran was saying, you block a shot and then you hit them one strike and that's it, they're gone. It's literally the same in Assassin's Creed. You block, parry, strike, boom, done, kind of thing. So which I've got.
It's similar to Sekiro, I would say.
Yeah, I've got. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's similar to Sekiro.
Ooh, defensive.
I wouldn't go that far, to be honest. I would say it's more Assassin's Creed.
I think it's more refined than this, from what I've played from Assassin's Creed recently. I think it's probably more refined than Sekiro to some extent, animation-wise.
Yeah. So as I was saying, there was a bit where he struck a man's chest and blood just went splattering, and to me that looked quite good. I like that kind of art, kind of thing. But it looks like an Assassin's Creed kind of game, to be honest. And yeah, I've played enough of them, to be honest. Yeah.
One thing I noticed that in this, that other games usually get, like, it doesn't look great, is when he was killing people, it looked very contextual. So if we chop someone to the left, then they would fall to the left. Like a lot of games, when you hit someone with a weapon, they just collapse.
Yeah.
Whereas the killing in this, when he was chopping them, they'll fall into the sides that he was chopping them to, and different stuff would happen to them. It's not the same death animation for everyone. And I like that.
The physics look good. I mean, even looking at the grass, the flowers and stuff like that, the way the wind blows it around, the physics do look really good.
Yeah.
But for me, the gameplay, I wasn't that much impressed, but I think you need to add the story as well to give you the complete package. But I think it is going to be a fun game. I don't think it's going to be a rubbish game or anything. I think it will be a fun game, but yeah, I didn't really see that much innovation from that trailer, to be honest. But they said they got more to show, so gotta wait and see.
Okay, yeah. That's a good summary of everyone's thoughts.
What are you thinking?
Personally, there's a lot here that I feel is very good. The graphics are amazing. From the gameplay that I'm seeing right here is very amazing. But the gameplay, I've played this game, like it's a culmination of so many different games, and it's just not. Yeah. It's got to the point where it's not interesting to me. I don't.
Maybe you're old man.
but on top of that, it just looks like, I think a few studios have spoke me to this point where I need to see polish in these kind of games, and I don't see it. There's a few parts where I just thought, no, that doesn't look finished, and this is 2 months away. Like, I'm seeing like the enemies, simple stuff like the enemies are screaming, but his mouth isn't moving. There's no facial animations, but he's charging in, like that kind of thing. I expect high quality, and it just
feels
wasn't
rushed at that stage, innit?
Yeah, it doesn't feel at utmost polish like I know The Last of Us is gonna deliver, for example. So yeah, I just know that this is gonna be a mid game, in my opinion, and I've always known it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I actually see a lot of people online on things like Twitter. They're actually quite excited about it, to be honest with you. I think that's so. Yeah, that's our thoughts.
Anyway, guys, once again, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed, hit that like, subscribe as well, and let us know what you think in the comments as well. Do you think Ghost of Tsushima is looking good, or do you think it's looking a bit mediocre at the moment? Let us know. We would love to hear your thoughts. Also, in terms of streaming, we'll be moving to Twitch on Monday, so whenever you're ready, come join us. We're always ready to play, and yeah, I hope you have a good day. Stay safe.